So I installed this Ultra Racing strut bar, and I wanted to show you what it is that you have to do to get this guy on there. It is a tight squeeze. I put some electrical tape here in case this rubs. I don't want to bend anything. There's a bracket here that mounts the AC lines. So these two AC lines got to be moved out of the way. So they're gonna be just under the bar. I'm probably gonna put some tape around them too, so that they don't rub and make noise. This screw comes off. You're not gonna be able to put that on after. I'm thinking maybe a washer, and then at least squeeze this between the bolt and the washer and the sidewall. If not, if that doesn't work, I can use zip ties. These bolts, the original bolts, are too short now that this is much thicker, so you have to find longer ones, which I did. And the 10 millimeter, everything is basically 10 millimeter except your sway bar. I mean your strut bolts, which are yeah, they're like whatever they came with. Originals were 15. I think these are 17. Yeah, so this unclips too. And again, got to be careful not to scratch. I did scratch here. Can touch that up. This unscrews, and then there's a clip that you can remove to unclip the plastic right there. So that opens up. That connects the two lines together. So at this point, I can probably put it all back. It's hard with one hand, but. There it goes. So that, I guess that will still make it onto the wall there. Okay, so that does go back on there. This one will not reach that spot, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just put the bolt on here and then zip tie these to the wall, so there's at least something holding it. And maybe I can do the same on the other side. Yeah, that's probably not a bad option, to just zip tie this, and it should be good. So that's about it. There's no instructions and no extra bolts that came with this. It's just the bar, and yeah, it took 3 months to get here. I wasn't able to even communicate with the merchant, and it arrived 3 months later. So yeah, just make sure you're very careful with the AC lines when you're doing this. I didn't remove the plastic wrap, but it still scratched the AC here. That's unfortunate, but it's gonna have to be touched up. And yeah, so there's 3 bolts holding the AC lines. So 1, 2, 3. And then make sure that they're both underneath the bar. I tried one on top, one at the bottom. That doesn't work, and that won't fit. So this is the only way to fit it. It's a very tight squeeze. You put this against the wall as far as you can fit first, and then you align this as closely as possible. Oh, of course, there's one more bolt here for that holds the brake piece in place, and I had to remove that, and then you have to put it back on. So yeah, you just basically push down and then slide it forward. Watch out for these lines for the what is this? Looks like the PVC line, and it's attached to the intake here. And yeah, once you get that you just push it and it finally will snap back in. And to remove it, I just unbolted it and then used a hammer slowly to wedge it up on both sides until it finally pops back out. And then you can do whatever you wish to do. So apart from giving you a little bit of a more rigidity between the two coil overs, it's going to also protect you better in accidents. I think there's some documentation around side impact accidents and how this sway bar actually really helps if you if you get hit on the one side. And I'm sure this way, if you get the front collision, will also somewhat help. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna put everything back together as best I can. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say this is like a straight bolt-on, since it does cause the AC brackets not to fit anymore. There's just no way to fit that. Maybe if you cut that corner, cut it, and then you can just press it in between or something. But no, that's just not worth it. I don't think it's worth doing that. Anyways, I hope this helps. I couldn't find any NC Miata videos with the ultra racing bar. So there it is. The picture that when you're buying it, it shows the setup without any AC lines. Like you can't see the AC lines, or I don't think that car had AC. So if you don't have AC, this will be a super big piece of cake to install. I mean, it'll be a piece of cake, not a big piece of cake, a small piece of cake. Cheers.